Good evening to the study. A couple minutes early, as usual. Gonna give everybody a little bit of time to hop on, let the notifications do its job, and then we'll get started. But literally just want to focus on one word tonight. That is the word obedience. So, yeah. Oh, John Land, how are you, my friends? Been thinking about you this week, just so you know. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate you. I did have a great birthday. It was just a really crazy week. I honestly, leading up to my birthday, I hardly even thought about Halloween, and I didn't even really stop too much to think about my birthday. But it was a great day. I got to spend it with family, of course, my beautiful wife, and so it was good. Got to eat lots of food, so it was a great time. But as I was saying, I really just want to focus on one word tonight, and that word is obedience. Specifically in 1 Peter. I think, you guys, the more I read Peter, the more I just want to camp out in 1 Peter for a while. So I don't know how long I'll be in there, but I'm enjoying it very much. Hopefully you guys have had time to dig into it yourselves a little bit, but if not, you should. Hey, there's a guy in the group. I think he just joined. Maybe it was Josh. I think it's his name. Shoot, I forget his first name. Anyways, hopefully he catches on. Hopefully he'll see it. Yeah, well, all right. Well, let's get started. So again, 1 Peter is where I'm going to be on here. I'm going to start reading verse 13, if you want to join me there. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. All right, here's how it goes. I'm going to read it to you out of the New American Standard Version. Therefore, prepare your minds for action, keep sober in spirit, fix your hope completely on the grace to be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the former lusts which were yours in ignorance. But like the Holy One who called you, be holy yourselves also in all your behavior. Because it is written, you shall be holy, for I am holy. If you address as Father the one who impartially judges according to each one's work, conduct yourselves in fear during the time of your stay on earth, knowing that you were not redeemed with perishable things like silver or gold from your futile ways of life inherited from your forefathers, but with precious blood, as of a lamb, unblemished and spotless, the blood of Christ. For he was foreknown before the foundation of the world, but as appeared in these last times for the sake of you, who through him are believers in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are in God. Since you have, in obedience to the truth, purified your souls for a sincere love of the brethren, fervently love one another from the heart. For you have been born again, not of seed which is perishable, but imperishable, that is, through the living and enduring word of God. For all flesh is like grass, and all its glory like the flower of the grass. The grass withers, and the flower falls off. but the word of the Lord endures forever. And this is the word which was preached to you. All right. So that's what I wanted to read to you guys. And again, like I wanted to focus on the word obedience. I think there's a few of us on here on the study that may have grown up thinking of the word obedience, well, in a very, well, I don't know if I could call it traditional or not. I'm not sure if that'd be the right way of describing it, but my way of growing up was, you know, do as you're told, and don't get in trouble. Follow the rules. Follow the law. Not just specifically the letter of the law, but, you know, the law of the land. Don't be a criminal. Don't be a bully. Which you shouldn't be. Don't be a bully. That's how I grew up thinking about obedience. It was about doing what is right. And that's not what it's talking about here in this context, which which is so relieving. You know, it gives me a bunch of relief to know that. Let me read that verse. I'm going to read verse 14 and verse, I think it was 22. So here, verse 14 and then verse 22. Let me read it to you again in the New American Standard Version, so that just so it's fresh on your mind. So, as obedient children, this is 14. Do not be conformed to the former lusts which were yours in your ignorance, right? And then it's 15. Now listen, 22. And then, since you have, in obedience to the truth, purified your souls for a sincere love of the brethren, fervently love one another from the heart. Okay. New American Standard, right? All right. Listen to it in this is the Christian Standard Bible. By the way, not my favorite translation of these verses in here, but just so that you can hear it. All right. Okay, 14. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the desires of your former ignorance. Pretty much the same as the New American Standard. And then 22, different. It puts it like this: since you have purified yourselves by your obedience to the truth, so that you show sincere brotherly love for each other, from a pure heart love one another constantly. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. And then the David Bentley Hart, the way he translates it, 14. Where'd you go? Okay. As children of obedience, not fashioning yourselves according to the desires of your former ignorance. Okay, it's pretty similar. And let's see, 22. Having by obedience to the truth purified your souls for unfringed brotherly love, love one another fervently from a pure heart. And so here's what I discovered that I thought was just so wonderful, and I'll just read it to you from the Mirror Study Bible. Listen to how he puts it. So, obedience, he translates that word to say accurate hearing. So here's 14. Your accurate hearing is what distinguishes you as the resurrection generation. The days of being driven by every desperate, distorted passions of your former ignorance are over. The fashions and patterns of a redundant system are no longer relevant. And so that Greek word, that's like it's two words, right? It's a compound word. The first part, it means under, as in under the influence, as he says here. And the second part of it is to hear. So essentially, like to be under the influence, not alcohol. So if you think about it, like when you're living with your parents, if you're a good boy and a good girl, you live under the influence of your parents. And the result of living under the influence of your parents is obedience. Isn't that something to think about? So look. So if I read this again, watch. If I read this again, verse 14, the New American Standard, listen closely. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the former lusts which were yours in your ignorance. I don't know if you could feel the shift there of a works mentality, right? Of I've got to strive to obey, to a transition from works to relationship. It pleases me, all right, as a child, growing up with my parents, it would please me to please my parents. In that context of relationship, so now it's not anymore about being made to do something. It is that I enjoy to be a good boy, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways. So, it is to be under the influence of the Spirit. We are under the influence of the Spirit by relationship because of the Son. Because of the Son we believe, right? And it's that very fact that causes me to obey him, to want to work with him and not against him. Okay, now 22. All right, listen to this. 22. Where'd he go? Hang on. Okay, 22. Listen. Okay, under the influence, okay? That's obedience. Since you have, in obedience to the truth, purified your souls for a sincere love of the brethren. Okay, look. Under, as in under the influence, and to hear. So let me just finish reading what Francois said here. In the context of this chapter, Peter urges us to hear accurately what was communicated in the prophetic word concerning the life of our design, now rebooted into newness by our joint resurrection with Jesus Christ. There you have it. Okay, let me read verse 22 in how he puts it. As a result of your accurate hearing of the unveiled truth, and through the agency of the Spirit, you have engaged your souls fully with the purifying effect of your inclusion in His glorious work of redemption. So that's what I wanted to focus on today. It's short, it's sweet, it's simple. It is obedience. All right. I will see you guys in the hangout session in just a couple minutes.